Welcome to Salty Talk, where the goal is to inspire intentional community engagement. We are so excited to have you on the show. I have my glorious co-hosts with me, Mr. Jerome
Wow.
and Erica. Come on now.
Glorious because Jerome just combed his beard for you guys. So just feel very special, okay?
Yes.
It's very true. It's very true. It's very, very groomed for us. I appreciate you, Jerome. See, there it is. There it is.
I try.
We will have salt shakers soon, but yes, this is Salty Talk. We're excited to have you join us for our very, very first show. We've been working and creating Salty Talk to just explore new ideas, share valuable insights, and connect with fellow community ministers just like yourself across the good old USA. So we want to explain a little bit about what Salty Talk is. Salt is meant for seasoning, and again, there's a little bit of a rub that goes along with salt and Salty Talk. So we will talk about things that may or may not get a little salty, but also salt of the earth conversations, just about mission, essential work that you guys do in your respective communities. We'll have guests from time to time. We want you to be on this show. So this show is for you and about you. But our goal is to create just an engaging and collaborative environment where you can come, you can be inspired and challenged. We want you to learn, and we want to learn from you. And yeah, we hope that you use this for the good, just to affect your communities and infect your communities, not only to enhance your own community, but also bring along others for the ride. So we're happy to have you here.
Yes, I'm excited. Episode 1, here we go. We're excited to kick things off for sure, but clearly none of the listeners or watchers or however you're joining us, you don't know anything about us. So we can do a little introductions. And so who wants to start?
I pose, since I am a gentleman with a freshly brushed beard, ladies first. So
All right.
how about you?
All right. I'll go first. I was born at a very young age. How do you want me to start? You want me to start at the very beginning, or
You were born at a young age?
I was born at a
Wow.
very young age. It's true.
I have
It's
that
true.
in common with you. I also was born
I
at a
know,
very young
right?
age.
I was like,
See, this is what community minister is all about. We have so much in common. We have so much in
Girl,
common.
you start wherever you want.
My community engagement or community minister days started about 10 years ago. And, we had a new initiative at my church, and we just really wanted to dig into local partners, local schools, local churches. And, we kind of hung up the whole well, there's not really anything out there that anybody else does in any other city or any other state. So we're just going to forge ahead. We're going to just do the thing. But yeah, coming into this network, golly, it has just been such a great way to meet new people, especially people that do what I do. So that has just been such a gift and a blessing for me. But yeah, just super, super excited to be a part of this network, but also a part of this show.
Well, I have been in my staff role for about 10 years as the director of local compassion. I started when I was 25, which is wild. I feel so old. Anyways, but I actually grew up a church rat. So I was around the church all the time. When I moved to about an hour north of where I grew up in Orange County, I didn't know what to do on a Sunday except to find a local church. And my mom said, "What church are you going to?" I'm like, "Calm down, I'll Google one." So I ended up Googling a church, and search engine optimization had me landed right here at Eastside, where I still am since 2007. And I just jumped in to volunteer however I could. And I landed myself helping out with local outreach stuff, bringing meals to homeless neighbors each week, leading other young adults and other adults. And fast forward to today, I'm in my role, but I took it as a carrot to hopefully do global one day. And then I fell in love with local. I'm actually, I want to stay doing this. Thank you so much. So
Nice.
I love what I get to do. It's been such a wild ride to get to learn and grow. And I just feel like I keep learning from so many other people like you guys and others in this network to just figure out how I can continue to get better where I'm at. And we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just get to share strategies and do our best in making an impact. So it's fun.
Love that. And what I appreciate for listeners, what I appreciate about Erica the most is that just being in meetings with her and being a part of just like, hey, what do we think about this? Or how do you do this? Your mind, sweets, is just, it functions on a whole different level. And you think through things and you process things, and it just, like that whole scripture of like iron sharpens iron, girl, you just make me better. So I appreciate you
Oh,
and
goodness.
everything that you stand for. So, yes, I am so glad that you are part of this network, but also a part of Salty Talk. So, thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you. I feel so grateful. And for some context, do we say geographically where we are from? Is that helpful to
Yes.
listeners?
Yes. Where are you from? You
Okay.
go, then I'll go.
So I'm in Orange County, California. So I'm representing the West Coast. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Yes. I am in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's not Louisville, it's Louisville. You got to say it like you have a marble in your
Louisville.
mouth. Louisville, Kentucky. And then, yes, I'm going to bounce past it to my main man, Jerome. Jerome was one of those people that when I met him, it was like, yep, I'm going to like him instantly. It was just add water. I'm going to like him. So, yes, take it away, my man, Jerome.
Yeah, thank you, Becky, thank you, Erica. I'm super excited about this whole Salty Talk show, about the Community Ministers Network. I felt the same way about you. I was like, that's my sister from another mister. And then as I got to know Erica, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally agree with what you're saying. Like she elevates your game. Like I feel like when I'm around y'all, I got to be on my tippy toes. Like I want to be
Oh,
play with the big
Lordy.
kids, like for real, seriously. I
No.
love your work ethic and your grind. So I hail from the great city of Phoenix, Arizona. Um, and yeah, so I've been in this role for 7 years. I've been doing community outreach for the last 11 years. I was with an organization prior to being here at the church for about 4 years, doing some pastoral work and community outreach and just building relationships in the community, connecting those people in the margins with services and, you know, with the family of God ultimately. Uh, and so I always tell people like I get to do this. I get to talk to people. I get to like literally what I get to do is just so amazing. There was one day I was there. There's an older member of our church. She has like a deteriorating bone condition. And so her roof was leaking. She lives in the trailer home. Her roof was leaking. So I go out there. It's a Wednesday afternoon. I'm putting the sealer on her roof, right? Because all of our
Dang.
volunteers are at work. And then, like a couple hours later, I get invited downtown to the state capitol to pray with one of the House representatives at the Arizona State Capitol, like all in the same day. So I got like shorts and a t-shirt, and then I got like a tie and all in the same day. And it's just amazing, you know, the stuff that we get to do as community ministers. And so I am elated. I found my people, my tribe, my sisters from another mister. And so, yeah, so all of you viewers, you get to be a part of this amazing ride as we talk about Salty Talk and just all the things that we get to see and experience and share with you, and hopefully inspire you to just fan the flames of whatever it is that you have going on in your life. So super excited to be here
Love,
for this.
love that. Yes, thank you guys so much. These I could not have asked for two more gifted and funny co-hosts. I just love you both so much. Um, so Salty Talk, let's talk a little bit about that. So for listeners, now you know who we are. It's time to get a little salty. You guys ready to get a little salty?
Let's
Um,
do it.
Yeah.
so you guys all know that we're not just here for sunshine and rainbows. We like to dig in and get real gritty sometimes. So, we'll use hilarity, we'll use seriousness, we'll use serving in communities. And then, when we have guests from time to time, we will put them on the salty seat from time to time and just let them know. But for now, let's get a little salty. What well-intentioned but disastrous outreach event, awkward conversation have you had in your dealings with community ministry? I know my story that I'm going to share, but I would love to hear just a salty moment, either serious or funny, that you would like to share about your ministry and your community.
and this is more of a lighthearted one. I guess it ended up lighthearted. So we have this fall festival every year on our campus, and we just invite the surrounding neighborhood to come out, and the kids can jump on bouncy houses, and we have some food trucks and some other community partners come out. We got carnival games, and it's just a really good time. So it happens right around the Halloween holiday. And so, it's in the evening, so it gets dark pretty early. And so we've been planning this thing for months. And one of the line items on the planning sheet, this is where Erica comes in, because like me and planning are like not cool, right? We can do it, but it just doesn't come out well. Anyway, so I'm supposed to get the tower lights so when it gets dark, we can light up the parking lot and all of that stuff. And so I ordered it, and everything was good to go. And so 4 o'clock comes, they didn't deliver the lights. 5 o'clock comes, they didn't deliver the lights. It's 5:30, the sun is setting, they didn't deliver the lights. So I'm like, I get on the phone, I'm like, hey, I called and I ordered these lights a few months ago. And they're like, oh yeah, we tried to deliver them earlier, but there was nobody there at the office, so we brought them back. Okay, cool, but can you just bring them back out? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we're closing. We can bring them out tomorrow.
Oh,
Because that's
Tomorrow,
helpful.
the event's over tomorrow. Long story medium, it gets dark. So we have to pull out these floodlights that are like used for like taping up drywall. And I think we had a few people turn on their headlights in the parking lot. And so everybody's like, what happened to the lights? What happened to the lights? And your community guy botched the delivery process, and I was pretty salty. So it was kind of disappointing. I think the event ended a little bit sooner than what we would have anticipated. Some people were troopers and they stayed, but I just felt so bad. I was just like, like I had more than one job, but like that one thing, because we missed the call, and so definitely a learning experience. And it's one of those things where in the moment you're like, oh, this was really bad, but now I can laugh at it. So there you
I
go.
love that. Love that. Super
I
good.
feel like
salty
laughing's
moment.
a great therapy. Yeah. So just get all the
Right.
laughs out.
That's right. That's right.
And don't worry, there's no perfection here. About 15 minutes before this call, I was chowing down a salad and I got goat cheese and lettuce still in my Ugg boots because I just totally missed my mouth. And so I'm just going to be walking around with goat cheese. If that's not salty, I don't know what
Yeah,
is.
I
that's gonna
love
smell
it.
wonderful later. That's gonna
That's
age.
real.
I'm not
That's
thinking
real.
about it. Okay, Jerome, not thinking about it right now. Trying to stay focused.
Love it.
I could share mine, and I feel like it could go a lot of different directions. At first, I couldn't think of one, and I think that's just like a protective mechanism where you like block those things out, right? I feel like it's
Yeah.
only gone perfect. That's wrong. Mine might be maybe a little more serious, if that's okay, because in my role, I oversee how we mobilize people into the communities, build partnerships, but also how I oversee benevolence. So how we meet needs when people come to our doors. And for the first 5 years of my role, I was just in it. I know I needed to own it, but the second 5 years and last 5 years, we had a social worker that is a therapist that has training on all of these things. And she said, so you've been doing social work without like any training? I'm like, pretty much. Yeah. And I just remember walking around with this feeling and this like fear that I have to represent what the church did or did not do for someone in the community. And they may relate that to what God would or would not do for them. And so I had such a hard time trying to navigate when it's too far in, when you jump too far in and you're in someone's mess. And that's not the best place to always be the most helpful. You kind of get pulled into the tornado or not engaging. And so I walked around with this anxiety and lots of therapy sessions. So it's a little plug for therapy. Everyone should go. But just trying to figure out how to not carry the weight of everyone's problems with me and not, come home from work and trying to disengage, but now I'm carrying their story and maybe like third-degree trauma of everything I've heard from them and feel this personal responsibility that how could I sit on my couch at nighttime when I know this person has this thing happening, which has taken years to get them to this point. But I had to learn to have boundaries and to know what my capacity is, and that it's okay to have a capacity, and it's okay to have a lane, and it's okay to have an expertise and then not have an expertise in a lot of areas and refer. But I don't know if it's like one instance, but it kind of just captured the beginning of my role. And I don't know if any others have that a part of their role, or just as you interact with people, maybe you can relate, or maybe I'm alone. But that was a hard learning for sure.
Yeah. I love that. Yes, that is a part of my role too. And I heard just today in the office, what did he say? Benevolence is like, if you're not doing it well until you've gotten,
Mm,
like until you went too far. And then, like,
mm,
okay, I went too far. So everybody's been gotten before. And, just that whole like, golly, we did so much and they just didn't do the
mhm,
thing. So yeah, I see you in that for sure.
mhm,
I
mhm,
second the whole therapy thing as well. If you're not in therapy,
Yeah, what are you
that's a
doing?
problem.
Like, why?
Right. Yeah, there's
Jesus
something wrong
wants
with you if you're
therapy
not in
to assist
therapy.
you, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's like
Um,
salt. Put it on who you are. It will enhance who you are, right? Bring
that's
out all
right.
the best flavors.
We
Big
see, there she
facts.
is. That's how
Big
she shows up. And see, that's what we love about Erica.
And I still have
Um,
salad in my shoe. So let's just be clear.
just keep it real, everybody. Keep it real. Mine is a little bit more lighthearted. We have Kingdom Worker Wednesdays that we do with our high school ministry, and it kind of comes out of summer camp. And the kids sign up and they get on buses and they go to the West End, and we throw like carnivals, things like that. And they run games, they serve food, they sit down with kids in the neighborhood who it is just the inner city, and there's not a whole lot going on for them. Most of them come unattended. I mean, there's 3-year-olds coming unattended to these things. It's
Mm,
very very scary, just from my perspective and my vantage point of like, oh my gosh, where are your parents? But they just
mm,
walk over and they do the things. Well, we do it for like 3 weeks consistently over the summer, and by the third week, here come these giant big yellow buses, and the kids, they know that the buses are coming, and they know that they're coming at like 11, and they show up at like 9, and they're like,
mm,
are the kids coming? Are the kids coming? And when they see those buses come down the street, I mean, they are screaming and they're shouting and they're
mm,
dancing and they're like, they're here. They're here. The kids are here. And they're just so excited. And it's just, we try to get the kids to like learn one name, learn one story. And it's a great opportunity for the youth just to step in and to be the salt and the light. And it's just to see those babies cheering for the kids on the bus, and they're here. That will just put a smile on your face and warm your heart in the dead of summer for sure.
mm.
So this is a really, really good salty moment for us in our church and community in general.
That's really
Yeah.
awesome. I love the whole idea of having kids serve other kids, right? And like
Mhm.
that training and that disciple making bent, at an early age. I think that's that's right? That's what we should be doing. So
For
Mhm.
sure. That is all the time we have for today. But we are excited to dive into more stories and share some salt in our upcoming episodes. Speaking of our upcoming episode, we are pumped to interview Kent and Marilee. These are two people who have created the Community Minister Network, and they are an incredible resource. They've done so many research, and when I saw this material for the first time, I felt so seen. Of like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, people in other cities and other states do what I do, and they're actually getting traction in different ways, and I can learn and lean into these people. So we're going to be interviewing them in the next episode, so you don't want to miss hearing their story because it's amazing.
That's right. And hey, we want to hear from you guys, listeners, viewers, however you're tuning in. We have throughout this show, we're going to have listeners like you share your own salty stories and experiences. So stay tuned, get ready for fun, super honest conversations about the ups, the downs, everything in between when it comes to the world of community ministry. Buckle up because here we go.
All right, listeners, we love you. Stay salty, and we will see you next episode.